I want to switch gears again
Okay.
and talk about your educational and work history. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. Can you tell me about school, starting from the earliest you remember?
Well, when I was around like my daughter's age,
Mm-hmm.
I was really active in school. I didn't want to go home, so I started like throwing myself into school activities and clubs and, did everything under the sun so I can stay at school as long as possible. I didn't really have great grades, but they were okay.
They're okay?
Yeah.
And no behavioral issues or anything like that?
Not that I remember now.
All right. How about moving ahead a few years?
Well, around middle school is when I started getting angry, I guess.
Middle school? All right.
I still did the clubs, but it was mainly out of habit. I just kind of sat there when I was there. I didn't really participate. I stopped going after a while, or I would drop a club for a month or two and pick it back up, drop it again.
All right. How about moving forward to high school? Did you go to high school?
Well, high school was a disaster for me.
Disaster?
Oh,
Tell me about that.
the teachers were all on my case. It's like I was barely there. How are you even that upset with me?
How are they upset with you?
They were always talking about how I was not taking school seriously, how I had disrespectful attitude. And, but I guess I really didn't have to deal with it that long. I was expelled in the 11th grade.
All right. Is that the highest grade that you
Well, right now I'm trying to work on my GED.
work
but
on GED? All right. And how's that going?
It goes, I guess. I mean, I have to get it, so I'm not happy about it.
Not happy that you have to get it?
Yeah,
But you feel like you're able to get it?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I know I'm smart. I just choose not to do anything with it.
All right. Do you have any special training for work?
Not really. All my jobs have been kind of like retail jobs.
Mm.
But I was fired from my first job for just not showing up.
How old were you then?
Got my first job when I was 17. Got my first job. Just at a store. I got really into partying.
Mm-hmm.
I just stopped going after a while. Just called and said, "You're no longer employed here." I was like, "That's fine." My second job, I got into a really big argument with a customer.
Mm-hmm.
And I quit because I just couldn't deal with it anymore.
All right. So that's your first job and your second job.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So first job, fired,
Yeah.
more or less, right? Second job, quit.
Yeah.
All right.
It's too much stress.
How about moving forward from there?
Well, now I work at a warehouse, so I don't have to talk to people. And they have a bunch of days where, like personal days, where if I party a little too much one day, I can call out and they'll take out my personal days and it'll be fine.
So it sounds like you like that job.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's meaningless work, but pays the bills.
Meaningless work,
Yeah,
yeah. But financially it helps you out.
yeah.
All right. Okay. I want to switch gears again. That's all right. We've talked a little about the marijuana and the Xanax. Are there any other behaviors that you consider yourself kind of repetitively engaged in, like for example, gambling or being on the internet a lot, anything like that?
I sometimes stay on the internet till like really early in the morning.
How early?
I mean, 4 a.m.
4 a.m.?
at the worst. But I guess around 1, 2. Even though I'll have work the next day, and that's where the personal days come in. So depending if I get up, I'll go to work.
What attracts you about the internet? Why do you think you spend so much time there?
Well, because it's easier for me to talk to people through the internet.
Mhm.
Because if they annoy me, I just, click the little exit button and I don't have to deal with them anymore.
So it's more like social media that you're,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I get the scoop on everybody and everything, so that's always interesting.
Do you consider it a problem?
I mean, it does interfere with my work sometimes. I mean, I do get annoyed when I look at the clock and it's 2 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, I have work at 8.
All right. So I want to switch gears again, okay, to another area. I want to talk about your sexual history. Is that okay?
Okay.
It's okay? All right. You mentioned you had boyfriends in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about your sexual orientation?
I am heterosexual.
Heterosexual. Have you ever been abused sexually?
My father was accused of it, but to be honest, I don't remember.
You don't remember that?
I was so young.
All right. Do you think it happened?
I don't know. To be
You're not
honest,
sure?
I don't remember a lot of, while he was around, because it was just really bad.
All right. How about your drive? Would you consider it normal or more of a drive or less of a drive than normal?
I would say less.
Less of a drive?
Not really concerned with it right now. I've got other things on my plate.
How long has it been a reduced drive?
For a while.
For a while?
Mm-hmm.
Months, years?
I gotta say, at least a year.
At least a year. All right, so I want to switch gears again, and I know you touched on this earlier. I want to talk about your legal history.
Okay.
Is that all right? Okay. You mentioned a DUI.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Well, I was caught with DUI in possession,
Mm-hmm.
but they kind of gave me a slap on the wrist if I went to NA and paid a fine.
Is that what you did?
Yep. I mean, I stopped going to NA I went the first few times, but really it was just really boring.
It was boring.
Yeah.
So other than that one DUI, any other legal history?
No, I've been pretty good at hiding it, so.
All right. Does DUI affect your ability to find employment, keep employment? Does that have any negative impact on you?
Yeah, and it was hard to find, my warehouse job now. I had a friend who worked there who got me got me employment there, but if I hadn't had them, then I probably wouldn't have gotten a job.
All right. Do you have any history of military service?
No.